Hi, I'm Brett Parker, Multimedia Specialist for the National Provisioner. And today we're focusing on Hormel Foods, and specifically their brand fuel division, which has discovered fascinating data about consumers and their relationship to brand trust. Here to discuss this is Brian Lillis, Director of Marketing for Fresh and Ready Meats at Hormel Foods. Brian, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Brett. It's a pleasure to be here.
Can you tell us about the brand fuel division at Hormel Foods and how exactly it works?
For sure. We created the Brand Fuel division just a few years ago as a way to bring together the right people for the organization to put into roles to look at, analyze, collect a lot of consumer information and help us turn those into meaningful trends that are various brands that we've got in the Hormel portfolio into actionable insights so that they could take those and develop new products, think about new ways to position our brands, and overall help with us to be able to grow with our consumer base and our customers as well. The idea being that so much of what we do at Hormel Foods is laddered into consumer research, whether that's quantitative or qualitative data that we collect from consumers. And so having one center of excellence, if you will, as the brand fuel division helps then the different brand teams to be able to leverage this information and make informed decisions.
What is the most fascinating consumer data you've come across that has influenced major decisions at Hormel Foods?
I think some of the interesting ideas that have come across have been our work in getting into consumers' homes and doing some ethnography type studies. We actually have a cultural anthropologist on staff, Dr. Tanya Rodriguez. She does a great job of being able to talk to consumers about the way that they shop for foods and ultimately put it into their homes and utilize it within their pantries and within their food that they create on a daily basis. Tanya does a nice job then of being able to take and cultivate those insights and bring them back to the brand teams to say, here are some things we should consider about how we market our products through the retailers to the end consumers. Some good examples of that is the way that we might bring flavor varieties together for some of our products. So maybe consumers have that can of the original Spam in their pantry, but maybe one of the ideas that they're looking for is a way to flavor it up. And so an example of that might be some different demographics that utilize a flavor like gochujang that is very popular in East Asia. Can we create a gochujang spam product that then consumers could use, maybe not every day, but for sure once in a great while as a way to change their dinner routine or change their eating routine when they're utilizing spam?
Now, after reviewing all this information, just how important is brand trust when it comes to a consumer's purchase decisions?
Yes, over the years, Hormel Foods has built itself up on the idea that people are looking at the brands, whether it's the Hormel brand specifically or any one of our myriad of brands that we've got in the portfolio, to know that the product that they are going to purchase and ultimately feed, whether to themselves or to their family, needs to be of the highest quality. And that's a major point in which brand trust gets built with many of our consumers, that they know that every time that they go to the retail shelf, that the product that they pick up is going to be of the highest quality. When we talk about our products, whether in the news or through our advertisements, commercials, it's all about making sure we highlight that the product quality is going to be there and that consumers know that they can trust it. We hear that as well when we're doing a lot of that consumer research, quantitative, qualitative information, that brand trust and knowing that it's a brand that they can trust when every time they pick it up is going to be important for them so that they are not missing out on a meal opportunity and having to revisit and go back to the store because they picked up a product that just didn't work well for them.
Are there modern consumer habits Hormel Foods had to adapt to in recent years?
For sure. One of the biggest trends over the last probably 5, maybe even 10 years has really been around this area of snacking. You think about the domestically in the United States, we've gone through a lot of ups and downs, especially through the pandemic of where people were eating at home, eating on the go. Now, as they're getting more and more back into the office routine, having that ready to go, quick, easy, snackable option is very important for them. Our entire Planters portfolio fits pretty well into that snackable occasion. We've got other snacking products such as our Hormel pepperoni that can be used and consumed as a snackable option, whether on the go or at home. So the more and more we follow these trends of where consumers are eating, how they're eating on a day-to-day basis, helps inform us to think about what innovation should we come up with and have available for them should they want to go and purchase a snack-like item as well.
So, what is the biggest takeaway that you want consumers to understand about Hormel Foods in general?
The biggest takeaway is that Hormel Foods continues to do its research as to the eating trends of consumers, whether that's here in the United States or around the world in other countries as well. We take very seriously the collection of that information in order to help us inform and decide which products that we're going to develop, what tweaks we might make to our existing products, and then how we ultimately service the end consumers through our retail partners. We want to make sure that when they go to the shelf, they see the Hormel brand and Hormel name on the label, and that they know that it's a brand that they can trust and pick up and consume for themselves or for their family.
Well, it all sounds fascinating. That's all the time that we have for today. Brian Lillis of Hormel Foods, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Brett. I appreciate it.
And thank you all for watching.